doing, Emma?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. I'm so happy you could join in the romance reading road trip. I'm so excited to talk to you. And your book is beautiful. I haven't read it yet, but I love the cover.
Thank you. And thank you for
Yeah,
having me, for inviting me on to this. So it's pretty
absolutely.
exciting.
Totally. So if we could just start out kind of like you telling a little bit about yourself and how you kind of started writing.
Sure. So this is my second career, and I was a teacher for a long time, but when I was that typical when I was a kid, I always had my nose in a book and I wanted to write from as early as I can remember.
Right.
So after I was almost 40 years old and started taking the plunge and learning more about writing
Cool.
and dove in. And I haven't really looked away from that too much since then.
Good. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. I love
Yeah.
that. And so, can you tell a little bit about this book that we are featuring for the spotlight?
Sure. So everything in between is the first book that I put out there and that I published. And it's a later in life, second chance at love. And it deals a lot with grief and tragedy in people's lives, and how even from that grief and that sadness that we can find joy in life again.
Right.
And it's something that I have personally faced in my life, and so a lot of it comes through the characters, even though they're a little bit older than I am.
Okay.
So
Well, that is just lovely. I know I heard you talking on your one video on your Instagram about kind of your story and everything. Do you want to share a little bit about that too? Or if you don't want to, we can totally skip, but if you want to, we can.
sure, I don't mind talking about it at all. I was in my late 30s and just kind of living a beautiful life with my husband, and we had two kids. And he got sick, and we didn't know what was going on with him. They were telling he was misdiagnosed several times for
Oh,
several months, and we thought that everything was going to be okay, and it wasn't. And he eventually got sent to. We were living in Maine at the time, and got sent to Boston to see a specialist there. And I convinced them to perform some tests that nobody wanted to perform. And when they did, they found out that he had pancreatic cancer,
oh,
and he passed away 8 days later.
oh
So
my word.
it
So
was
it
really
was
fast.
really aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word. So do they know that if the tests that they perform, some doctors didn't want to do those tests? Is that what you're saying? Like, oh my goodness. That's just
Yeah, they didn't think that he had cancer. They thought that he had pancreatitis, and but he was had liquid that was forming in his stomach, and I wanted them to test the liquid to see if there were cancer cells there. And
okay.
but it was a risky procedure, and that it can cause a lot of infection, and
Okay.
so that's why they didn't want to do it. But
Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, that's tough and everything. It's beautiful that you're able to turn around and use it to, help others and everything when I'm sure you've gotten a lot of like messages from readers who are, that later in life finding love for the second time and everything. Have you gotten letters from people and everything?
yeah, I've received a lot of messages about it, and it mainly is from people who either just really relate with the main character Daisy, because she's a pretty cool person. So
That's
um,
awesome.
and so they can really relate to her. And they're a lot of them are like, they're 50 years old and they're like, I want to grow up and be like Daisy. So
Oh, that is cute. Oh my goodness. I
um,
love that. Oh my word.
yeah. And
Oh,
just some of those readers can also relate if they've faced a big dose of grief. They understand that, and what she
right.
and the main character, the male main character in the book, is the one who actually lost somebody pretty significant. So
Wow. Okay.
um,
Yeah. I applaud you for writing beautiful stories like this. I mean, I know it's hard because like that grief is a hard topic and it's so hard for people to deal with it. So it's cool, but not not cool, but it's cool to see, it's not a fun topic, but it's cool to see characters that are, struggling with the same things that other, the readers are struggling with. So, um, yeah, if that makes any sense. I hope it does.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
it's
do.
not cool to have to struggle, but
Right.
um, but yeah, so and then you have a new one coming out soon, right?
I do at the end of this month. Um, and it's another later in life story. And it is part of a Heartbeats Across France series. So it's the second book. They're both standalones, uh,
Cool.
but there was in the first book, it was not later in life, but there was an older, more mature character that she's a matchmaker,
Oh,
and
cute.
so she has to go to Corsica, the island of Corsica, and take care of her mother. So it's kind of a women's fiction.
Yep.
Also, it's romance, but it's women's fiction too. So.
Cool. I love the cover of that one too. Yeah, so can you tell a little bit more about this one that's going to be releasing later this month?
Mhm. Yeah, so it's another later in life romance, and this one also deals with um, family relationships, family drama. It's an island off the southern coast of France, and she believes that the island is cursed because it has taken two loves of her life,
Wow.
and one of them through death that you find out pretty quickly, so it's not really a spoiler.
Okay.
But the other one, it was like her teenage love, and and so
Wow.
we find out more about that as the story progresses. And she didn't want to come back. She has a beautiful life in Paris, but she did to take care of her mother, and
Okay.
so there's
Wow.
cats and dogs and just not totally spoiling something, but somebody falls off a boat. Like it's it's funny,
That's so
it's
funny.
sad.
Oh my goodness. I love it. Can't wait to read that one too. Oh my word.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And of course, it's always fun to insert animals into books, right? Like,
Yes.
I see that you have a dog back there. What's your dog's name?
So I have two actually. The white one that I think you can see, that's Finn.
Finn.
And
Cute.
and then I have another one over in the corner that's Daisy. So
Daisy.
my
Oh,
first character in the first book
your first
was named
character.
after her.
Oh, that's so funny. I love that. Oh my gosh. So when you're starting a new project, do you feel like the character comes to you first or the plot?
I would definitely say character. Character comes first.
Yeah.
Character is pretty easy, and that it's just kind of they show up and they
Right.
start talking, and it's not hard work for me, but
Yeah.
the plot is the hard part.
Oh,
So
totally. I'm the same way. Sometimes I feel like you get characters that are super chatty and then you get the ones that stand in the corner brooding and it's like and then it's like, okay, I need to figure out how to, put these people into their story and the plot. Yeah, the plot's usually the hardest part for me too.
mhm.
Oh, that's cool. And then so what's a day in the life of writer Emma look like?
Typically, I get up first thing in the morning if I'm home. I travel a lot. And
Okay,
so when I'm home, I will get up first thing in the morning or right around sunrise. And I either walk with my husband, who works like a mile away from where we live. So we meet up for a morning walk
cool.
because he's already at work. And if he's not available, then I meet up with my sister, who just moved to town a couple of months ago. And
Cool.
so now we walk in the mornings. So yeah, so I have a sunrise walk, and then I come back and feed the dogs, play with the dogs, eat breakfast, get my little espresso,
There
and
you
then I
go.
sit down and I usually try to read something first before I start writing, and just whatever needs to be done that day, whether it's editing, writing, reading, social media,
Right.
um, whatever needs to be done. And so that's pretty much my day, and then I'll get up um, and go do my exercise in the afternoon. And
Sounds
my
good.
husband gets home pretty early, so then we have a few hours where it's dinner and time with each other, and then we get up and repeat it the next day.
Right. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. And then, are you currently working on any new projects right now? Like, I know that you're working on prepping this new one for release and marketing, but yeah, any new projects?
I am. So I'm totally going into a new genre because um, about a year and a half ago, my mother passed away. And I had said that I was going to be brave and say yes to things outside of my comfort zone. And a friend approached me about working on a series with 8 other writers.
Oh,
And so they all write in this genre. I think all of them do, if not all, most. And
yep.
it's historical fiction, and
Oh,
it's
cool.
short romances again, so novellas. But it's 1800s in Montana, and
Oh, cool.
yeah, and so the theme of all of the books that are going to be coming out in February, so just a few months away, is forbidden love. So, Romeo and Juliet, Hatfields and McCoys, like wherever you want to take it. So,
Cool. Oh my goodness, that's really cool.
yeah.
And have you
Yep.
started writing it already?
I've started outlining it. I have the entire outline for it, and just doing a bunch of research. So I love
Okay.
to read stories, watch TV shows or movies, documentaries, and then just do a bunch of research about the history. So
Oh,
I'm
cool.
kind
That's
of in that
awesome.
gathering of information phase.
Okay. Oh my goodness, that is so cool. I bet you're excited about that one.
I am. It's so different. I mean, I read historical fiction, but it is so different from anything that I've ever written that I don't know, it's really exciting. And after I was outlining it, I was like, this is really exciting. So then I actually outlined an entire series. So if I like writing it, I have like, I think 7 books
Oh my word. Well,
that
that's
I've already
exciting.
outlined.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my word. That's so cool. I love that. Since we're on a road trip, if you were
Mhm.
to take your two main characters from this story and at the end of the book, and if they were to go on a road trip, where would they go?
So just road trip, not flying.
They could
Um,
fly and go somewhere and do a little road trip, or fly to
okay.
Italy and do a little road trip, or but it's up to you. Yes, where would
Okay.
they go?
Oh gosh. All right. I would say that they would go to Costa Rica.
Ooh,
There's towards the end of the book, they do talk about Mexico, about going to Mexico, and there's a specific reason as to why.
right.
Um, but I would say that they would go down to Costa Rica and start exploring the beaches and the fishing and
Oh,
the
cool.
water and everything romantic
I
there.
love that. Yes. Oh my goodness. That sounds amazing. I've never been to Costa Rica, but I definitely want to go someday. Have you been?
I have not, but it's hopefully this next winter.
Oh,
So
that'd be cool. Yeah. I love that. And then, of course, no trip is a trip without some type of snacks or food or something. What would they bring with them or what would they have?
I think that they would bring some really succulent chocolates
Oh,
with
yeah.
them. Yeah, they love delicious sweets, and there's that in the book too. So
Cool.
all of my books have food in them, like
Oh,
really good food. So
yes. Yeah, foodies, right? I am right there with that. I love that. Oh my word. Yeah.
mhm.
And then if you were to go on a road trip or a trip of some sort, what book would you bring with you? It's the number one book that you go back to over and over throughout the years.
So can I say two just
Yep.
real quick?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because the number one book that I would always bring with me, and it's totally not on brand, is the Bible because
Oh,
I
cool.
love
Yep.
reading love. I think it's
I
the greatest
love
love
that.
story. So
It is, and
um,
I totally agree with you. I'm also a Christian too, so
yeah.
that's awesome.
So that would be my number one that would always be there. But other than that, it's whatever I'm reading at the moment. I'm not big on rereading books,
Okay.
except for the Bible.
Right.
Um, but I would say that it's whatever book I'm reading for inspiration at the time. And
Yep.
so I just went to Maine a couple of weeks ago, and I brought a ton of books with me, but the one that really helped me and I enjoyed the most was um, Christine Sterling's The Farmer's Bride. And
Oh,
so it's this historical, and it's a whole I'm trying to remember now if it's mail order bride or matchmaker. It's matchmaker. And
Okay, cool.
so, it's the historical things that really happened in this country. And it's a beautiful
Mhm.
story about love and, changing your life,
Wow.
and choosing to change your life, like
Yes.
having that choice for yourself. So,
Wow.
so it's a beautiful read. So,
That sounds beautiful. I'm gonna have to read it. I've never read that one, so I'll look it up
mhm.
and read it. I'll let you know when I read it.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you find your inspiration for your stories? How does that inspiration come to you usually?
So I travel a ton. And so a lot of my inspiration comes from the places that I go, whether it's been in the past or present, future. I meet a lot of people, experience a lot of different cultures,
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
taste a
cool.
lot of different food.
Oh,
So,
yes. The only problem with that is here then you're, back in America and you're craving that food that you had in
mhm.
South Africa or Australia or wherever. And it's yeah, that's hard. I have to learn how to cook it, I guess. But yeah, so you get
Yeah.
inspiration from like the food and the places you've been and anything else?
Um, yeah, I think that that's the main part of it. And then just within my life, like I have always been somebody that fell in love really easily,
Oh, yeah.
and so like I have a habit of seeing really good things in people, and um, I fell in love a lot throughout my life, but only had like really two
Yeah.
good loves. So staying in love was the hard part, but
Right,
uh,
right.
so I draw on a lot of those past relationships of, if this boyfriend that I dated for 3 months, if that had worked out and our life was good, what would that have looked like?
Ah, that's very interesting. I like that aspect of like thinking about that because that could definitely give good inspiration and I can see how that would be. Yeah, that's awesome. I love
Right.
that. And then since we're still on the road trip with you right now in your state, can you tell a little bit about your state and something that you love? I don't know if you bring some of your own state into your books too.
Mhm.
But if so, you can touch on that too.
Yeah. I said that I grew up in Maine and lived most of my life in Maine, and my family was French Canadian.
Oh,
And
cool.
so historically, the French Canadians, that there were a bunch that migrated down from Nova Scotia, stopped in Maine, and then a bunch more came to Louisiana. And so it's this huge French heritage that I share with them.
Cool.
Um, and so that French heritage then works into my books because the ones that I'm writing right now, they take place in France,
Cool.
and so it's that whole crossover between different countries, but the food, the culture, the people, there's a lot of similarities. The language, the festivities, like there's so many festivals here in Louisiana, even outside of Mardi Gras,
Right.
and just so much fun. Like people are so kind, and we love living here.
That's
So
good. And so do you live like near New Orleans or where do you live somewhere else?
no, I live on the opposite side of the state. I live right near Texas.
Okay.
And so they say that the town that I live in is kind of a cross between Louisiana and Texas, but it seems like everything that we experience is the Louisiana side of things.
Okay.
So we just really enjoy that a
Well,
lot.
that's
So
awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. So then like the French Canadian aspect of it and like your history and culture and where you come from, do you like can you speak French too then?
I used to be able to.
Right. Yeah. I
So
know that if a
not so much
person doesn't
anymore.
keep practicing, sometimes it can be a little bit um not lose it, but sort of almost.
Right.
Yeah. That's really cool though that you've got that history. And so like how long were your was your family in Canada before leaving France? I mean, like I guess how long were they in Canada?
I believe that I think it was two generations that
Okay.
they came to Canada and then left Canada for northern Maine. So my grandfather lived in Canada, but he did not live in France. Um,
Okay.
and Yeah, so he moved to Maine when he was like 7 years old, I think it was. He was pretty young.
Wow.
So when he
Okay.
started school, he couldn't speak English, and
Right.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Wow. Yeah, that is amazing. I love that. And do you know if you have any family in France still at all?
I don't believe that I do, but I have friends that live there.
Right.
So part of this book that I'm writing right now of choosing Corsica is that my first love was from France.
Okay.
And so we like the beach that takes place, the town and everything in this book is I spent a summer there.
Cool.
And I was 16 years old in love, all that. and and so he and I have actually remained friends. And like I love
Cool.
his wife. His wife and their two sons came to my second marriage about 10 years, or not 10 years, about 7 years ago.
Wow.
And
That's
we just,
beautiful.
yeah, so we're able to stay in touch and be friends.
That's
So
awesome. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I love that. Absolutely love that. And that's cool. And then so with Louisiana, and since you guys are there, like if there people came to Louisiana and you're like, okay, you need to see this, this, and this, what would you say? What would you tell them that they should definitely check out?
so I would say eat a ton of food.
Yeah.
That's just there are
Any
so many good things to eat.
recommendations?
Yes, yes. So I live in a town called Lake Charles, and there are two restaurants here. There are so many restaurants here, but this one little, it's a French inspired bakery. It's called the
Oh.
Beckery.
Mm.
And the owner, she's young and vibrant and a wonderful cook, wonderful coffee drinks. I mean, it's just so
Oh.
awesome. So
Yum.
I go there frequently. And so her pastries and coffee definitely would recommend. And then right around the corner from that is Cala Restaurant, and they make a duck gumbo
Ooh.
that I like. We try to try gumbo every place that we go, and I love gumbo.
Oh,
But at Cala, it is so good.
so good. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. Next time I'm in
Yeah.
Louisiana, I'm gonna have to try that.
Mhm. Right.
That's awesome. Oh my
So
word.
yeah. And then there's so many, like I was saying, there's so many festivals. Like we in our town we have Chuck Fest that's
Oh,
coming up. So like Lake Charles, Chuck Fest,
yeah.
and it's this huge music festival, and they shut down the entire downtown, and it's just music everywhere on several different stages and food and vendors and just so
Oh,
much fun.
so
So
cool. That's awesome. I love those recommendations. That's wonderful. And do you feel like Louisiana inspires your writing at all?
yes, yes,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah. Yeah. It's really the people is the most in the food.
Yes.
The things
Yes.
that really come back into my writing. And like I secretly have I want to do a series in Louisiana.
Ooh,
And so the secret part of it is that I have the first draft written for the first book. Um,
cool. Okay.
so yeah, and that one takes place in New Orleans. So
Oh, fun.
uh,
Oh my goodness, that's exciting. Do you know at all when that might come into the world or not really?
I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Oh man, that's so exciting though. I love that. We were in New Orleans in December because we went on a cruise with my family for Christmas and that was a lot of fun. But yeah, beautiful city full of culture and music, food, definitely for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is, yeah. Well, if you could just tell people where they can find you and your books so that they can go support you, that'd be wonderful.
Sure. So I am on Instagram, Threads, a little bit on TikTok and Facebook, and it's all Emma Wilde author. And then I also have a website, same one, Emma Wilde author, where you can buy signed copies of my books. And then right now I'm just on Amazon besides that.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll put that all in the description below so that people can go click it and everything. And I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, Emma. And
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for chatting with me.
All right. Thank you too.
Yeah, talk to you later.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.
Thanks for riding shotgun on the Romance Reading Road Trip. I'm so excited for you to be joining this journey with us. Be sure to go down to the video description below and sign up for the passport. You're not going to want to miss out on it.